All right, who's going to be first? Let me know if the music's too loud. I don't think it is, but let me know. Hi, Willie. How you doing? Let me know if the music's too loud. Okay. Let me get my chat sorted out here so I can settle it. It's a little too loud, okay. There we go. Let me know now. I decided at the last minute that I wanted music. Oh well. This looks like it's all on a grid. And it didn't slice right. That's fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just go by the... Looks like it's about 32 by 32. Ah, that's perfect. Hi, Alexi. Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's off now? Okay, there we go. Now, for me, the volume's the same. It's just a matter of how much I mix into what goes out into the stream. Ah, we see we have a few other people on there. Everyone say hello. Welcome to the nighttime stream. Okay, so we can close this. I really should name these. I don't want a stream where I'm just sitting around naming sprites, though. I want to name some of these. I want to play around with some tonight. Has anyone ever played the old game Rogue? Excuse me. This one's obvious. Bat. What do we call this? Monster bat? Big bad bat. I didn't realize that one wasn't centered. Hi, Felipe. Welcome to the stream. Well, let's just stick with the ground ones for now, because I know I'm going to be using this. It's going to be thick wall. Okay, we've got an open hole. Do we have an open hole? I don't want to do too much level design in this game until Unity 5.6 comes out, because then we can start working with the tiles. I need a good basic floor. And I can't tell if these are semi-transparent or not. All right, let's just go ahead. We'll try these out. One thing I wish I could do here is make folders to set these in. I actually never tried. Yeah, I can't do it. Oh well. I don't think I could. Make the hexagonal camera bigger. One might be too big. Let's go with 1.2 for now. I'm not sure. What was the good meme? I missed it already. Tito, how you doing? Oh, is it morning in Bosnia? I figured I'd stream for an hour or so before I head to bed. Might as well. I wanted to play around. I hadn't had a chance to play with Unity today, so figured I'd go ahead, give Unity a little bit of playtime. So yeah, it is just a transparent pattern. Not sure what I'm going to use it for. I'll find something. About that big. Actually, I want this to be on a grid. I should have made these exact sizes. Do it over here for now. Let's grid this. This is going to be so much easier when we get 5.6. There we go. Seems like an awful lot of work just to make a room. Oh, the song freaked me out. I didn't know what was going on for a second. So if anyone has any questions, go ahead, let me know in chat. I do periodically look up at it. There we go. Now I'm deciding if I want to go ahead and just make an empty for this whole wall unit, put a collider on it. Same thing for here and all the rest. It'd be less colliders. I don't plan on having that big of a level. And graphically, it's not exactly the most complex thing, so I could just get away with making prefabs. I should have did this before I went ahead and added them all. Yeah, I think I am. That's fine. I can select them all in here. That one already had one? That's fine. All right, so now we need a character of some sort. Who should we use for a character? I'm not sure what you mean. Is it possible to use a shader for 2D game objects? You can use shaders for them. Right here, I'm using a shader, the sprite default. There's a couple other ones in there. I think by default you get the default, and I think it's diffused. Let me just quickly go make one. We'll take a look. But there's no rule saying that for 2D you have to use sprites. You can go ahead and just use a texture. In which case, you open up the door for a ton of different other shaders. Yeah, so you get default and diffused by default. But if you go ahead and just leave them as textures instead of making them as sprites, then you can go ahead and use all sorts of nastiness in there. Okay, I need a character. Weapon, armor. Just trying to think if this armor would fit on any of these models. Doesn't look like it. This music's kind of getting annoying. It. Okay, so let me see. Stop scrolling, just move. Ah, stop. Okay, so I guess we could start off being the buff barbarian. A vampire. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything specific for our player. So I'm just gonna start this guy off. Let's call him Warrior. Might have to switch the music. Okay. Because I did originally go ahead and grab some other tile sets that looked really good, but it just wasn't the type of game I wanted to make. I might keep these though. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use these. Ah, I hate this. I'll have to fix the prefabs later, but for now, come on, get under there. There we go. For the tutorials, I use Mono Develop, but outside of that, I've switched over to using VS Code. take a look here. Let's ride, baby. Oh, you're welcome. It's going pretty good. Let's just take a look, see if there's any different music station. So it's not exactly that great, is it? Anyway. Want something a bit better. Okay. Trying to think how I want it to move. It's not going to be real time. It will be turn-based. How's the stream? Anyway, is it laggy for anyone? I didn't hear any complaints the last stream, so I'm just going to assume everything's okay. It looked okay when I went and checked it out. So since we're doing turn-based, I don't need to play around with the transform too much. I'm going to be moving on a grid. I still have not defined the size of my grid. Oh. We use namespaces like you just did. For my personal stuff, I use namespaces just to keep things separate. That way there I can have, for instance, character controller inside of this class, or inside of this project. But what if I have another project, I'm incorporating some scripts from there, and I have a character controller class in there as well. It just stops the name conflicting. It's just a way to keep stuff organized. And it looks like I might have to change something. Glad to hear that they helped you out. Yeah, I think you should use namespaces, even in small projects. It never hurts to be a little bit more organized, right? Okay. So these are 32 by 32, if I recall correctly. Now my warrior at 0, 0. This is at 0, 0, right? No. What the tile he's on? It is not at 0, 0. So I've got to shift everything over by 0.045. Guess I could have just moved the level, but I want all the tiles right. So as my warrior moves one spot, it's so much better if you can get it on an exact grid, like 0.5. Ideally, I could just forget about the size. Well, no. Excuse me. Later on, I want to be able to generate these things randomly. And if I'm going to be generating them randomly, I'm going to need them on a scaled size anyway. I'll deal with that later. For now, let's just go ahead and just get this guy moving. What time is it? I don't need to be public. Don't be doing this to me. That doesn't work. I'll do it later. So I want all these on here though. I'm gonna make dye a different component. Just thinking how I want it set up. I just want to move with this, I think. Nope. Actually. Yeah. Move this a bit. Ah, I forgot about that. Spending too much time in mono develop. If anyone knows a better YouTube-friendly music station, let me know. So there we go. We can just drag and drop that on. No, this is going to require an audio source. Just death. Do need player death. He needs to be separate. I want to think about more events. Let's go back to the character controller. I'm deciding if I want to let him move diagonally or just purely northwest, east, south. I think for now, we'll just go with the 4 regular directions. Yeah. We'll snap them to a grid later. We'll say that. Let's just get them moving. So we'll keep the move there. I'm going to need an update. Just thinking if I wanted to tie it to an axis or not. I should. So it'll be move left or right, and we also need up or down. So here it is. I want him to be able to move diagonal. I want him to be able to push up and left. Let me catch up on chat. I just got to scroll up just a bit. Just give me a second here. Here we go. I don't sell my games. I used to publish them. Now I just like to make them, play them for a bit, give them to friends, and then never touch them again. Move on to something else. So you need a 2D character to be able to walk on 3D and 2D platforms at the same time. Do you know how you can do that? Yeah, just use 2D colliders, even on your 3D objects. Pick one physics system and just use that. I'd go with the 2D physics system if you're combining them. Galactic Gum. Just an old, I don't know if you ever played Rogue. Just an old Rogue clone. I've got to find a different music station. Just give me a quick second here. Like I see lots that I can stream to Twitch, but not to YouTube. Looks like a mess of all. I'll have to look. I'll have to look later to find some stations that I can stream. We'll just stick to this one for now. Oh well. Okay, what time is it? You guys are sure quiet. Ask some questions. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so do I want him to be able to move diagonally? For now, I'm going to say no. So we'll keep it as else. And I just like to do greater first. There we go. You can only do one. I'm not sure I want to pass them down here yet. I might just call move with certain value passed in. Should be up. There we go. And oh yeah, we can just turn it off. That's just so big. Let's just go ahead. We'll play around with the death one later. I don't feel like playing around with sizing of the gizmos. And I want a way to make him stand out better from the background. The easiest way is just to tint him a bit. That does kind of break from the monochrome theme though. Whoops. I'll just go ahead and tint him red a bit. Okay, start it up. Okay, they're all working. Nope, the other way around. Okay. Now I need some way to get the unit later. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and pass into move. Yeah, let's go around. I think I'm going to want some particle effects when he moves. Some sounds. So right now I want to go ahead and separate out all the different sounds, the directions he can move in. I actually started the stream so we could chat. Here I am just coding. For the Amiga, yeah, I wrote tons of stuff for the Amiga way back in the day. God, early 90s. How many streams you give? Whenever I get the chance to stream. Ideally, I would like to stream on Sundays. Just haven't had the time right now. Now, I used to stream for like long periods. Actually, when I very first started before YouTube, that's all I do is stream 24/7. Just a sec. Excuse me. Yeah, that was all I did was just stream 24/7. Then I started YouTube. And then I was on Justin TV and they closed down. And I got a hold of Twitch, and Twitch wouldn't let me stream non-gaming content. So that's kind of when streaming died for me. Now that it's back, I'm just busy. I just don't get a lot of time. I would like to stream more, but like I said, it's just a matter of time. I work a lot. I can't stream work stuff. I can only stream fun stuff. I might be doing some Raspberry Pi or just general electronic streaming. I've got a backlog of stuff that I got to make, and might as well stream it, right? It's not like I'm doing anything big secretive there. Ethan, glad you like him. Where do I get most of the ideas for my games? I've played so many games over the years. Usually a bit of this one, a bit of that one. What happens if we try to combine both of those? You know, this by no means is an original idea. I'll probably throw a few original ideas in to kind of like mix and match it. What I think the game would have been cool having in, but by no means will it be revolutionary or anything. To be honest, I'll probably get it to the point where I can move, I can fight. It might generate 1 or 2 random levels for me, then I'll lose interest and move on to something else. Depends. A lot of it's going to depend on whether or not, like, something like this would be perfect for getting on a handheld Raspberry Pi type controller thing. Because you can throw that in on an SD card, give it to my kid, or on an SD card you put several games, right? So give it to my kid, he can just sit in the back of the car while we're driving and play these little silly games. Perfect for it. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, apparently I'm not sure. What's my favorite game? It switches constantly. It would change from month to month. And since I don't have a need to get my games out and published, and, you know, try to make money off of them, I just don't. I just prefer to make them. I don't want to get all sidelined with trying to keep updates and everything else going. I just realized everything's black. That was actually unintentional, except for my face. Who needs a green screen? We'll get a black screen. Wonder what happens if I try to chroma key the really black parts out. Anyway. I have no idea what you're talking about. When you say, do you know if the standard assets have something you can use to make some kind of transition with their shaders to get going from the real world to digital world feel? No, you're probably gonna have to write your own or buy it. I'm sure there's probably ones out there already written. You just have to buy them or pick up a book on shader coding and knock yourself out. There's a couple ways I can do this. Actually, I don't want to just do transform position. What do we got to? Transform to point. Yeah, I haven't used this one in ages. So who here watched the 2D series? Did you like it that way there? Where I just took each component and kind of gave a quick example of how to use it? That way there, if you came to the docs and you didn't understand it, you had that video to look at and go, oh, here's how it works. I prefer it that way. First off, it's much quicker for me to do it. And then later on down the road, if you decide to change a component or remove it or add a new one, it's really easy for me to go in and just change one video and, you know, everything's up to date. Where if I'm doing something like this and I go ahead and use, you know, a few different components and they change them, I can't just come in and, you know, change just one video, especially if it's an hour long. What if I have 3 or 4 videos and they're all like an hour long? I can't update them there. And I can go ahead and put like annotations and stuff, but it just gets messy. It's just so much easier when there's just one video to change. If I was in blackface. I kind of like the blackness. I do have a light here. I just forgot to turn it on. Oh, I'm so bright and blinded. No. Why is it not clicking off? There we go. Get a suntan. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use what else do I have? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use transform point. What's in first transform? I was just going to use translate at first, but... Another option would be to use the things like transform forward, transform right. We should have one of those, yeah, right here. They don't have a transform left anymore, do they? They still have vector 3 dot left and down. That transition machine between songs gets me every time. Let's try this one. So this should move me 2 units up when I press north. I'm not worried about it. So, and let's call the move function too. What did I do wrong? Transform. I wasn't getting an error for that? Okay, got something wrong here. Let me check this first. I'm glad you and your wife enjoy it. Transform to transform point. Am I not understanding that correctly? And this will be the scale. So that's not going to work either. Should have paid attention to what it returned. Okay, 2 units was too much. And it's also every frame. Now it is only on get down, right? Oh, that's right, I switched it. This is why I was using get key down, is it would only fire once when the key is pressed. But then I started thinking about later on, if I put this on my son's, the Uniberry thing is what I'm calling. It's just so much easier to work with the The axes. Well, let's switch back to get key down for now. This is left. So I want D. Wait a minute. I've got all this wrong. So down is D. W there. Left A. Right D. Come on. There we go. So he's only gone up 2. He went up the right amount. I bet it's 0.32. Just give me a second here. Man, I'm just not on it today. Let me just quickly check this out and then I'll catch up on chat. Now I'm hitting yes and he's going up. And it's because I forgot to do the takeaway. I swear this one should work. All right. I must be groggy. Okay, let me catch up on chat. We did it! Okay. Yeah, down is supposed to be S. Yes, this is VS Code on a Mac. I prefer it over mono develop. I like Atom better, but I have trouble. I have Atom running on my laptop, and I can't get it running on my desktop. I don't know what I did different. I prefer it over VS Code. I prefer VS Code over Mono Develop. I also prefer VS Code over Visual Studio, just slightly on Windows, just because it's faster. And for just scripting inside of Unity, I don't need the whole blown VS Code or VS Visual Studio. I just need something that does my syntax highlighting, allows me to change some colors. There's a lot of really cool things added into this. As far as it has all of the messages that are built into Mono Develop or Mono Behaviors built right in. So I can go ahead and just call something like on destroy, and let's pick something with parameters. Let's do on trigger enter. Whoop. Let's even do the 2D version. And it automatically adds all your parameters for you. So every so often, if I haven't used one of these methods in a while, I always like, man, am I using a collision or am I going to use a collider? And I have to go look it up. This does it for me. And another one too, especially since I've just started doing a lot of 2D lately, I keep forgetting to add the 2D on the end of everything. It adds it for me automatically. I don't care about the commenting. I can do that myself. It's not that hard. But yeah, completely free. I like it so far. Good start in shader coding. You're probably not going to find a whole lot of videos on it. You'll probably have to buy a book. I played around with it a few years ago. It's not hard. It's just, you've got to think about what you're doing ahead of time. Yeah, I don't even know what version it's up to right now. I'd probably go hit the forums and ask, see what version of the shader code you're going to be looking for. And I would just grab a book. There's probably not going to be a whole lot online. Not relevant anyway. And not recent. Yeah. Like I said, even on Windows, I kind of prefer this. Well, the other one has Git built in as well. There's definitely a lot more functionality inside of Visual Studio. It's just a matter of how much of that functionality do you really need. And like I said, this is just so super fast to work in. Well, you can do Python inside of Visual Studio as well. If you just really need a text editor with a few bells and whistles, I prefer this. And it does have a ton of plugins as well. Extensions, that's what it is. Like, look at all the extensions it has. I probably should grab that one because I'm starting to use it more and more for Git. The Sapphire theme. Ah, you do Java in it? That actually might be good. Let's take a look at this. I kind of like that color theme. So everything just installs automatically into it. And you can just go ahead and click on the themes that you want. You can search for specific things too if you know what you're looking for exactly. Some of them have, I don't like white backgrounds. Go ahead, quickly reload. Oh wait, no, it's up here. Switching themes. Go ahead and close this down. What was the one I just grabbed? Sapphire? There we go. I don't like it. I don't like the blue. I'm just gonna go back to the one I had before. Nosferatu. I just don't like these colored backgrounds. Anyway. Nosferatu. There we go. Let me catch up. I'd go ahead and I would try Visual Studio again. Or Visual Studio Code. Like I said, I really do like it. Nah, I don't do a whole lot of code jams. I did way back when, but nowadays, most of them are on the weekend, and I don't want to... I code all week. I don't want to spend my weekend coding, too. I'd rather spend my weekend out just doing stuff. There won't be a whole... I won't be doing the videos on shaders. Like I said, it's been a few years since I've touched it. And I just buy the shaders that I need or hire someone. It's just easier. Okay, well, thanks for showing up. It's already been over an hour, so I'm not going to go too much longer. I'm just going to get the rest of these inputs down. And I'm probably going to be heading to bed pretty shortly myself. So D, right, which is east. I didn't even get my particle effects or anything set up. You look through it. And this is kind of cool too. Oh, another thing too is if I ever wanted to change stuff. If I wanted to like add variables in that, I don't have to come up to the top to do it. I can go ahead and add variables in my code and have it automatically declare them for me up here. Now I'm still gonna have to come up here and make them serialized fields and stuff like that, but it's kind of nice to have it do it done automatically. Now I've got to get it to where I can't collide. I have to physics base it because I do have colliders on these walls. I do not want him to be able to go through them. And honestly, it looks like, yeah, some of these aren't lined up properly either now. I think it's just because my walls have a thicker... Looks like it's just my walls have a thicker border than the floors. Maybe I'll try a different wall. But yeah, what time is it? We have 15 watching. It's 10:30. Oh yeah. I'll save that for the next stream. I'll probably actually go ahead and work on this tomorrow during class. Well, the students are working on their projects right now. Oh wait, no, tomorrow, Thursday will be the next time I get a chance to work on this. Well, there we go. We have a movement on a grid. I could have did it with a lot less lines of code, but like I said, I wanted to make sure it's left open enough. I am going to be shooting off some particles and sounds. I know I want to change the input later, but for now, this is good. It'll work, and this is the part that's actually going to move, shoot particles. Which reminds me, are there any cool particle effects in here? Well, not for running, for casting spells. Actually, that's not transparent. If it would have been transparent, that would have been really cool because I could have did a little well, no, I wouldn't have been able to use it as a texture with offset. I could have did stuff with it though. Wow, look at all these keys. I'll be using these for traps probably, or pickups. Is there a single arrow? No. I might have to just come in and try to make another sprite of just one arrow so I can shoot that. Same thing with the bolts. But I think I've got everything I need here to actually play. Got some mobs, got some characters. Later on, maybe we can add magic users. You start off naked, you can build up your armor. I thought I had particle effects here though. Oh well. Nope, only speak English. Let me quickly catch up. Good night, Jin. Am I getting down with the 2D stuff as of late? My class really likes creating 2D games, so I've covered a lot more of the 2D stuff than I have of the 3D stuff, just because that's what they really enjoy right now, and almost everyone's project has been 2D, so that's what they want. That's what I've been doing. I prefer 3D, but honestly, it's like 49, 51. It's pretty close. I'm gonna have to find some particle effects. Look at this guy. We'll have to have one stream where we go through and name everything. Like, it's Cthulhu. Do I have water? Well, I guess this could be water. We make that lava. Spikes. I think this actually came with a note, didn't it? No, it didn't. It just came with the tile set. Okay. Well, if anyone has any more questions, go ahead. Post them up. I'm going to get ready to head to bed soon. I want to thank everyone for showing up. Where did I get the sprite sheet? The sprite sheet came from opengameart.org. I'm not sure what it's called. Maybe Fantasy Tile Set. Now, the guy I've actually gone ahead and changed the color on just so I can see him a bit better. I'm going to have to go ahead and switch all these over to prefabs. So the next stream, I'll try to go ahead and get all that switched up. Let's go ahead and get him moving around with physics. Oh, actually, not even just get him to move around physics. Get him so that he doesn't move through colliders. And I still have to decide what I want for behind here. I could just extend the wall part. That way there later on you can use those bombs. Let me open that up again. Later on, we had bombs here, didn't we? I wasn't hallucinating. There we go. Later on, you can use bombs to blow holes in the wall. And that'll allow you to like tunnel through. You can get from, maybe we have like secret rooms over here. And that would allow you to tunnel through. I also want to work with the fog of war. So you can't see everything. You need to like light your lantern to kind of light your way. I think that'd be cool. Whatever, let me quickly catch up before I head to bed. Well, I'm glad you like it, Final XXX. I used to be your teacher. You don't watch anymore? Okay, let's get rid of that music. There we go. Quietness. Okay, I'll give you a couple more minutes. If anyone else has any other questions, go ahead and post them up. Other than that, I'm going to go get ready for bed and get some sleep. Oh, another day tomorrow. So has anyone watched Stranger Things yet? So they've got season 2 coming out. My wife watched it. She really likes it. I haven't watched it yet, so maybe before I go to bed, I'll try to watch the first episode so I get caught up on that before the new one comes out. While you're doing that, I'm going to quickly look at some of the stuff. Chest closed. And then when it opens, chest open. Oh. What is that? 0, 0. It's right there. This one should be 0.32 to the right. Once we get it at 0. So 0.32 should put it dead center of that one. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the way the grid's going to work. The size of my sprites are 32 by 32. I'm pretty sure. Of course, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll be looking at it going, oh my God, what the hell was I thinking when I said that? But anyway. Yeah. YouTube doesn't let you post links. It marks it as spam or something like that. Every so often I'll go in there and try to clean it out, but man, there's so much spam, so much real spam that it just, ugh. So Chat Bear, I can't remember where I know that name from. Were you back from like the old days? I know the name's familiar. Yeah, the stuff that I do in this video, I'm not going to break up into individual lessons. It'll just be kind of like every so often I'll come stream and everyone can chit chat. I'll try to get once a week in, but like I said, you know, it's hard. Ah, okay. The Ouya controller mapping. Man, my Ouya doesn't work anymore. It died a little while ago. So upset. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I want to make my own little mini console. Because it will have an HDMI port out, so I can go ahead and I'll hook it up. Tomorrow I'm getting the Odroid C2, which I think is actually going to work a lot better for putting your Unity games on. I'll try it out tomorrow if it gets there in time. If so, I'll make a video. Like I only care about getting small 2D stuff, like not even 2D, just very simple games to play. I'm not looking to throw, you know, Crisis or anything like that on it, obviously, but just something simple that I can throw, just games that I used to put on my Ouya onto this. So it's real-time combat, RPG, 3D, and Pokemon. Don't want to skip any of those genres. Yeah. It's not that much more expensive than the Raspberry Pi. I think it was like $6. No, yeah, six. I think it was 41. 41 and 42 bucks. So it's not that much more expensive. It's a little bit faster. But the main thing is that the version of Android that it runs, it has really good video drivers for it. And that's the problem I'm having on the Raspberry Pi side, is that there just are no good Android ARM drivers right now. That might be, you know, by the end of the year, in which case, great. I'll go back to the Pi. I like the Pi better right now, simply because it has a huge community behind it, tons of support. All the other boards, not so much. Even though some of the other boards are like insanely powerful compared to the Pi. But still, I want to keep it cheap. That way there, if my son loses it, no worries. You know, it was like probably about 70, 80 bucks if you took all the parts, then not taking into account like time, labor. But it would be really cool just to have your own personalized Game Boy. But anyway, I've got to be getting going. Thanks for showing up, everyone. And there should be a video tomorrow. I'll have to take a look to see what it's on. I know I've got layers coming up for Mechanum. We still haven't looked at layers. That should be up by this weekend. And I'm also going to be doing a RetroPie video this weekend. I've started building my son's new RetroPie desk. So we'll have at least those two things coming out. We'll probably be spread over 2 or 3 different episodes for the desk though. But anyway, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Now I just gotta figure out how to turn this off. Pamela. I was just logging out. But welcome to the stream. Thanks for showing up. It'll be up for you to watch later. How do you turn it off? I can't find a stop stream on YouTube, but I can just shut down my OBS. Anyway, everyone knows how I like to ramble. Bye-bye.